and welcome in to the iRacing Sim Series IMSA practice as Florida Boy. If you want to make a late entry, I can allow that for IMSA. But otherwise, we are getting ready to load up the sim. So Florida, if you want to go ahead and enter right now, I will get that in just before practice. Keep in mind, it's 30 minutes full of practice, and just had truck practice. It went decently well, I want to say. So, very, very good. Otherwise, let's go ahead and let's get going. 30 minutes here at Daytona. So, it's going to be cool. It's going to be good. It's going to be cool. And you're going to have a lot of different drivers try to go ahead and make use of this. Keep in mind, we do have different car classes. And one of them just being the, DPIs, LMP2s, and the GT3s. Keep in mind, in the LMP2 class, there's one driver, and that will be Juan. So, Juan, being the only driver out there in the LMP2 class. Keep in mind, DPIs are also a thing, and they only have one more spot left in the DPI field before they are full for the rest of the season. So make sure if you want to be in a DPI, sign up very soon. Otherwise, you'll have to be an LMP2 or even LMP3. And keep in mind, we'll be handing out points for that. So definitely going to be interesting. Let's give Florida maybe one more minute to see if he wants to sign up or not. And then we will get going here for practice before the Roar, which will be tomorrow, 1 Eastern Standard Time. So that'll definitely be pretty good. As Florida had a couple minutes, and if not, then he will still be in the Roar tomorrow, and he will still be at 100. But this is just a missed chance to see your car out before we actually get going here. So let's go ahead. Let's start loading up the sim now. And keep in mind, 30 minutes full of practice today, and it's going to be interesting. You have a mix of cars all trying to get out here and all trying to get good laps in, and of course you have, GT3s, and you have, the LMP cars and the DPIs. All of those guys are going to be battling it out. Keep in mind, the LMP2, sorry, and DPI, they both look very similar, and it's in fact because they are both in the same car. But the difference is one of them has, it's not as powerful. So that is a big difference. And as you go ahead and load up it here, let's go ahead and get Trading Paints open, and let's go ahead and get ATVO back open. And we might just have a custom display for the Roar, as Florida just now signed up, and he will take the last DPI. So if you are racing now, you will have to kind of wait, but Florida will not be in today's practice, but he will definitely be in tomorrow's Roar, just because of the somewhat late sign up here. But he will be in tomorrow's Roar before the Roar before the 6 hour, and the Roar is a 1 hour race, so we will definitely see some pit strategy come involved there. But sim is loading up. It's about 70% done, and three GT3 cars, 1 LMP2, and the rest DPIs. So definitely a strong DPI field. But here's what I'm worried about is all these DPIs. That's great. Let's look at the schedule, and you guys will look at it with me. The first 2 races, they'll both be able to race. 3, Okay. 4, yes. 5, 6. They'll be able to race 8 out of the 9, races. The one race that they will miss out on is Lime Rock Park, which is only GTDs. So, very interesting. Now, keep in mind, no LMP2 yet, but LMP2, they get to race in a lot of these races. Now, they're the car class that misses out on the most, but it's going to be a very interesting car class because you don't have that many people competing. Now that DPI is full, people are going to have to start going to LMP2, LMP3, GT, Ds. This is all that we're kind of looking for. Is just these different, car classes that's going to make this racing so much better. Now, we do have a few, GT3s, which is good. You always love to see some GT3s. But it's going to be very interesting seeing which ones are the best. And now, talking about this, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this 10 car of 8K. He is pawned in, and that is his, DPI that he will be running. As you see, Comrade, he's also in now. He's in that 48 Ally. So, a lot of different mixed cars here. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the pit lane camera as these guys just now spawn in. And keep in mind, we see Juan, the only LMP2 car in this class here today. And all of that. Let's go ahead and get that minimized. Actually, sorry, let me move it so then you guys don't have to go ahead and watch it. As you see, Juan will get out. He will actually be the first car to get out, and being that LMP2 with, I believe that is Just Con. Yes, just behind him. He's in the LMP1. That's going to make a slight difference in how Just Con's going to be able to roll out. Keep in mind, Just Con making a last-minute sign-up. He's going to make the dive down to the inside, and that'll leave Juan just missing out there. And welcome to IMSA. We are finally back here in the Sports Car Championship, and actually, this is the first time we're back in the Sports Car Championship world, so that'll definitely make a difference as you see the 10 making a dive bomb and that 81 being, in that LMP2 standpoint. That's when it's going to start getting interesting, and later on in the season, we're going to see that some of these DPIs, they're going to be at the same level as some of these LMP2s or LMP3s the later on we get. Keep in mind, the lowest that a DPI can go is around that 80%, which is about the max that an LMP3 can go. So, I think that's really the main difference as we go on board with Juan down this straightaway. Keep in mind, being an LMP2, he doesn't have as much power, as much grip as some of these other cars. Let's go ahead, take a look at this 5 of Just Con. He's able to push it to the absolute max here. And, we also have other car classes, but 5 minutes in, and these are the drivers that are just actually getting out onto the track right now. And I believe we still have a few that are still in the pits. I'm not sure about any GT3s out on track. Keep that in mind. It also will not show where they are in the field related to their car class. That's what we are trying to look for. But until then, this is about what we got. As we see Juan heading his way through, and being that LMP2, it's gonna be harder for him. That 24 of Camaro, he's in the BMW, so that makes it interesting for him. We are on board with Cam now. He is in that number 31 wheeling, as he has that GT3 just ahead of him. And that is Connor in that GT3. Keep in mind, that wheeling is an LMP1. I'm sorry, not an LMP1. Need to stop calling it that. That is a DPI. So, definitely going to be interesting seeing how that DPI will just fly past this 24 BMW. As he's not going to be able to do it just now. At least not yet. At least I think he's going to wait until NASCAR corners. Or he's just going to dive one in right now. Just down to the inside of that GT3 of Connor. And keep in mind, these guys have to race all season long. And here's Tubb in the Ferrari. He has Odin in the O2 just ahead of him, and just behind him, that is the 9 of Lizard. So all three, actually I believe everybody is out onto the track right now, including Citrafari, who is one of our LMPs. Here's Citrafari versus that 48. This is going to be a battle down into turn number 1. 48 with the draft. Will he pull out? No, they're both going into the pits. As I have a voice crack. both into the pits at the same time. And let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the 81 of Juan. He's running his middle lane in that LMP2. So Juscon is first, 8K. And a lot of these DPI drivers came into the pits there. So not really surprising me. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this. Look at that massive rear wing. That's going to really help him in the corners. But it's not going to help him so much down the straight. So they're going to have to take a look at that. Juan just got passed by Cam. And now, Connor heading through that first part. And Odin will take the fastest lap. Then it'll be Juscon. Then Cam. And then, of course, you have Lizard. He will be fastest out of the GTs. And Juan goes last. The main reason why I think Juan went last is because he had to let everybody by just ever so slightly. Or maybe he's struggling right now. I think what we're seeing right now is possibly an iRacing bug where if you are about at a 90 or below, you are really slow. Which I think is just the bug that we're seeing here with iRacing in the past couple of days. Yeah, that's definitely the bug that we've been seeing at Indianapolis as well. So the bug from Indy has came back and it's now hitting Juan pretty hard and this bug could potentially even push back a lot of this Daytona things and a lot of the series actually. This bug, if it's not fixed, it could definitely hold back the series for quite a bit just because of that. So that bug has now came back on Juan. So seems like iRacing is definitely having a big bug where if you're not at the max, you are slow. So I don't really know why that bug is happening. We are going to look into it and we're going to see why. Just so then it's kind of fair for most of these drivers. We will kind of in qualifying practice short here just because this bug has a really big play on how these IMSA cars do happen. But what I will say is that hopefully sometime soon they will get that fixed. But in the meanwhile, we will have to delay all IndyCar and IMSA races. NASCAR Daytona will be good. It'll be out. And keep in mind, race day should still be today. We will push the times back. It really just depends. We might have Trucks and Xfinity both go tomorrow. But really, this bug kind of determines a lot of what this league is about. So that'll be definitely kind of interesting to watch that and see how this bug will be fixed. But until that bug is fixed, we will be holding off all IMSA race activities. So until then, we really can't do much. I know we finished out IndyCar qualifying, but can't really finish out IMSA, can we? So we're going to go ahead. We're going to sign it off here. Because of this bug, it's going to make things a whole lot worse. So my name is Colton. I'm signing off. IMSA practice.